opening titles are actually in stop motion. And I love the Juno soundtrack, and it's got a lot of acoustic, kind of really kind of slow romantic songs in it. In my personal experience, I believe that music really heightens your emotions when you're watching a film, so I thought it was really vital to get it just right and to get it to reflect the action going on screen. And that's why it was so important to me that my target audience felt the way that I did about my own film, which was, I obviously loved it, I loved making it, and I really wanted the score to reflect the also the action on screen. The kind of simple, I wanted it to be really simple with a simple melody to reflect the simpleness of the action that was going on screen, and the simple love story, the young kind of naivety of the whole thing, and also at parts I wanted to reflect the sadness that they felt, that they couldn't be together in reality but they could in their dreams. So as well as asking my target audience, I obviously had to, it was really helpful to have discussions with them about my score. I used the internet for a lot of my initial research anyway. Later on I obviously used different sources, but the internet was my main resource for my initial research, especially YouTube, because a lot of amateur filmmakers kind of post their stuff up, and short films especially, so that was really really good for kind of gathering initial research. And stop motion, there are actually a lot of stop motion music videos which I originally kind of looked at, such as Oren Levy, Her Morning Elegance, and that was using people, but I wanted to get the same look as that but just with stationery. So it was really helpful at kind of gaining a wider knowledge of the medium that I was using, which was short film and stop motion, and also how different types of stop motion looked, such as paint, stationery, drawing, and how other people had tackled the task of making a short film. When it actually came to making my story, I mean, I initially found it very difficult because I wanted so much to do this stop motion and I just didn't know what story to do. So the internet was amazing for that, and resources, so many resources, and this poem came out of I think it was off of a blog actually, so I mean you'd never find it anywhere else. The internet was also where we recorded our progress, obviously on our blogs, and I loved the way that we recorded everything on blogs, because it's so easy to just go back and access everything that you've posted on there. I mean, where else can you post up your videos that have inspired you? Where else can you have all these different mediums coming together? Video, picture, text, all of them, all of my inspiration completely posted on my blog. With regards to the film review, I think it was the more difficult of the ancillary tasks to get right, because you had to think of kind of what parts of the film you were going to include, what technical elements you were going to talk about, how you were going to actually write it, what language you were going to use, the picture, the magazine you were going to write for, and it's kind of hard to think of all these factors at once when you're creating the review. So the blog was a really helpful way of having all these ideas together, and in one post you can post your pictures, you can write about the language, you can put examples of Empire reviews, you can put links, and I mean it's just really easily accessible, a really easy way to look at all the resources, an easy way to kind of gather all your ideas together. Using the camera, the Canon SLR that I used, I could flick through the photos really quickly. As I went along, as the film got longer, I was able to flick through and I was able to actually see which bits maybe I need to retake pictures for. When I was in the production, still in the production stages of my film, I kind of thought of why my audience would actually want to watch it, and I particularly focused on the uses and gratifications model of diversion, in the way that you can watch my film and you can really escape reality. Really, it can't happen in real life. So I think that kind of gives the magical, kind of charming dream element to the film, where the audience can really just kind of let go of their lives for a few minutes and really get into the film and just forget about the everyday pressures that they've got at their job, at work. And I really wanted the film to kind of capture the audience's imagination.